What's going on, friends? It's your boy Danny Brasco Bets, your host here at Pick Profit and Free Pick Guru, getting you a free play today in the Los Angeles Clippers versus Boston Celtics matchup. This one on primetime TNT, 7:30 p.m. on this Tuesday, March 2nd. Let's get after this game, see where we want to make the play here in a good matchup. Two teams that should be at the top of their conferences, and we expect to be in the playoffs. So, interesting matchup here. Clippers 24-12 straight up, 20-16 against the spread. Celtics 17-17 straight up, 16-18 against the spread. So now at 500 here, Celtics just been battling to stay afloat recently amid some difficult times for them and shaky play. Meanwhile, the Clippers aren't playing lights out either recently. Both teams actually splitting their last 8 games. Both clubs 4-4 in their last 8. So taking a look at the Clippers, who will be on the road here first, headed into TD Garden. Well, they're coming off a loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. It was a good game. They lost 105-100. Prior to that, beat the Grizzlies, but split a pair with the Grizzlies. So, dropped 1 of 2 to the Grizz in a bad loss there. Prior to that, beat the Wizards. Okay, congratulations. Lost to the Nets. Beat the Jazz in a really good game. Lost to the Jazz the game before that. So they're really just going back and forth in their last 8, playing some of the better competition, other than the Grizzlies and the Wizards. They're getting Nets, Jazz twice, Bucks. I don't blame them for a couple of those losses. But, however, they're going to look to find their mojo here and get their groove going. We're headed into the All-Star break soon. And, the Lakers and Suns are playing later tonight. These are both of the games on TNT. First, we got Clippers and the Celtics. Then we got Suns, Lakers, and both the Suns and the Lakers obviously hot on their tail. Those are really the top teams in the West right now. So Clippers may be looking to get a win here to try to gain some ground headed into the All-Star break. And right now, looking at their injury report, only Patrick Patterson on the injury report. He's out for personal reasons, and whenever you don't see Kawhi with a questionable, Paul George with a questionable, and 100 other guys, you wonder, okay, is this looking pretty good? Maybe these guys are going to decide to play tonight. So taking a look at the Celtics now, they also, like I mentioned, have split 4 of 4 in their last 8, and taking a look at their last few games, well, they were on a shaky losing streak. They had lost to the Pelicans, the Mavericks with the Luka Doncic dagger that got them. That's a heartbreaker. They had played a bad game against the Hawks, giving up 127, and they were on a 3-game losing streak. In fact, they had lost 4 of 5. They dropped a game to the Hawks even, They dropped 2 out of 3 to the Hawks, actually, in their last few games. They played against them in about the course of a week, so not very good. Then they're coming off 2 wins now, beating the Pacers in a close one. Good game there. And then hanging on for a win over the Wizards, beat them by 1 point. Took a lot for them. They were losing that game, actually. So edged out a win against the Wizards. And now they're coming, here at home against the Clippers. They're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games, so they're not really covering. They've been playing to the over. 5 of 7 have played to the over, and that's not really so typical of the Celtics. Typically, they're a more defensive-oriented team, but obviously without Marcus Smart, their engine, their motor on defense, sort of the heart of that team. They just haven't been the same, especially defensively. And if we want to take a look at some rankings, offense and defense, well, the Clippers have one of the best offenses in the league. They're 6th in total scoring. They're the best three-point shooting team in the league, and they're 5th in field goal percentage. Very efficient. They also shoot the best percentage at the free throw line. You put them there, they're going to knock them down. Celtics offense, not so much. Obviously on any given night, if Tatum and Brown are going off, they can drop buckets with the best of them, but they're 22nd in total scoring. They're 17th in field goal percentage, so near the back of the pack, bottom half of the NBA in those stat categories. Clippers also rebounding the ball much better than the Celtics. They're number 2 in defensive rebounding are the Clippers, and on offense, actually number 12. So they rebound the ball pretty well on both sides of the floor. Looking at the Celtics and Clippers defenses, Clippers rank 5th in total scoring allowed. Celtics still hanging in. They're 7th in total scoring allowed, but they're 15th in field goal percentage against, so they will let you shoot fairly efficiently on some nights against them. And and they're both defending the 3-ball pretty well. So similar stats defensively for these teams. Offensively, Clippers have a large advantage. And the way I'm seeing this one play out really more than anything is, I can't trust the Celtics anymore. As good as they can be on any given night, they're supposed to be the powerhouse out of the Eastern Conference. They've given me very little reason to trust them and be convinced that they can beat a good team here, even cover a +4 low spread here against one of the better teams in the NBA. If they're barely edging out wins against the Wizards, if they're dropping 3 of 4 games recently to the Atlanta Hawks, I just don't really see it here. And the Clippers, with nobody on the injury report, I think they actually match up pretty well against them. You got Paul George to take care of either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, whoever he matches up against. Same thing can be said about Kawhi. Good defensive matchups there. So I think the Clippers have the advantage here. I think they'll be looking to get a win and playing motivated, knowing that the Lakers and Suns are on their tail, playing against each other in the later game and potentially gaining ground and maybe taking a spot from them. So Clippers looking to hang on here and headed into the All-Star break. Got to maintain position. I'm going to rock with the Los Angeles Clippers -4 tonight, and that's going to be the free pick of the day. I think they beat the Celtics. Not by a blowout, but they'll get it done here, play a nice game on prime time, and have their way. Clippers -4 free pick of the day. Good luck to anyone tailing this bet. Let's go get this bread. Booyah, Cash App.